At number 40, we have Donnie Yen. IP Man dropped in 2008 and turned this guy into a global phenomenon, playing Bruce Lee's actual teacher. That wooden dummy training scene went absolutely viral, and the 10-man corridor fight still gives people chills. He made Wing Chun look so smooth and deadly that martial arts schools worldwide saw enrollment explode. IP Man 2, 2010 through IP Man 4, 2019 created the most successful kung fu franchise of the modern era, and his speed was absolutely unreal. Blink and you'd miss 3 punches. Now at 61 years old, Yen just held his own against Keanu Reeves in John Wick, Chapter 4, 2023, with that blind swordsman character that had everyone talking. He's starring in Sakura, 2023, and still choreographing his own fight scenes because nobody can match his vision. The man is literally proving that 60 is the new 30 in martial arts cinema, still doing splits and spinning kicks that would hospitalize normal people. At number 39, we have Tony Jaa. Back exploded in 2003 with zero wires, zero CGI, just pure Muay Thai brutality that made audiences scream in theaters. The tuk-tuk chase through Bangkok and the underground fighting club scene showcased elbow strikes and flying knees so savage that people thought it was fake. The Protector, 2005, featured a 4-minute single-take fight up a building that film schools still study today. His jumping double knee strikes became the most replicated move on YouTube. Now at 48 years old, Jaa crossed over to Hollywood with Fast and Furious 7, 2015 and XXX, Return of Xander Cage, 2017 while still making Thai action films. He just appeared in Expend4 Blaze, 2023 alongside Stallone, proving he can hang with the old guard, still training every single day and doing stunts that make insurance companies refuse to cover productions. At number 38 we have Scott Adkins. Undisputed 2, 2006, and Undisputed 3, 2010 made him the undisputed king of direct-to-video martial arts cinema with legitimate taekwondo and gymnastics skills. His 540-degree spinning kick became his signature calling card. Ninja, 2009, and Ninja, Shadow of a Tear, 2013 showcased sword work alongside hand-to-hand combat that was both brutal and beautiful. He brought actual martial arts credibility back to action films when everything was becoming too CGI-heavy. Now at 48 years old, Adkins had that insane staircase fight in John Wick, Chapter 4, 2023 that had everyone rewinding, appeared in Expend4 Blaze 2023, and continues dominating action cinema with Netflix projects and indie films. The hardest working martial artist in modern Hollywood, releasing multiple films every single year and maintaining a physique that puts 20-year-olds to shame. At number 37 we have Michael Jai White. While Spawn, 1997 made him the first black superhero lead, Blood and Bone, 2009 truly showcased his real martial arts mastery with fight choreography that left Jaws on the floor. Holding 7 legitimate black belts, his speed and technique were absolutely unreal. Black Dynamite, 2009 proved he could do comedy kung fu parody while being genuinely skilled, creating a cult classic that influenced a whole generation of action comedy. Now at 57 years old, White runs a massively popular YouTube channel teaching martial arts philosophy and technique to millions of subscribers. He's appearing in action projects like The Outpost, 2020, and mentoring young fighters worldwide. Still training daily with the same intensity as his 20s, proving old-school martial artists literally age backwards. At number 36, we have Iko Uwais. The Raid in 2011 and The Raid 2 in 2014 are legitimately considered the greatest modern martial arts films ever created. His Pencak Silat style brought Indonesian martial arts to the global stage with hallway fights, hammer fights, and kitchen combat so visceral and raw that audiences sat in stunned silence. The machete fight in the second film changed what action choreography could be. These films literally raised the bar for every action movie that followed. Now at 41 years old, Uwais starred in Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins, 2021, created the Netflix series Wu Assassins, 2019, and continues acting while training the next generation in Silat. Hollywood keeps calling because he brings something nobody else can, authentic Southeast Asian martial arts that looks completely different from Chinese or Japanese styles. At number 35, we have Cynthia Rothrock. Yes Madam in 1985 made her Hong Kong's first Western female action star, and with 5 World Karate Championships under her belt, she brought legitimate credentials. China O'Brien, 1990 showcased lightning-fast kicks that made her the queen of action video rentals throughout the 90s. Blonde hair, deadly skills. She shattered every stereotype about women in martial arts and proved they could headline action films. Now, at 67 years old, Rothrock continues making independent martial arts films, teaches seminars worldwide, and remains incredibly active in the martial arts community. She's a living legend who paved the way for every single female action star working today, from Michelle Yeoh to Gal Gadot, still kicking above head level and inspiring new generations at conventions. At number 34 we have Sammo Hung. Enter the Fat Dragon, 1978, proved that big guys could move insanely fast and hit like trucks. Wheels on Meals, 1984, alongside Jackie Chan, featured one of cinema's greatest fight sequences ever filmed. His comedy kung fu style mixed acrobatics with humor in ways nobody had seen before. He revolutionized the entire concept that martial artists had to be skinny, proving that technique and timing beat physique every single time. Now, at 72 years old, Hung has slowed down physically, but works as action choreographer and occasional actor in Hong Kong cinema. His legacy as one of the greatest martial arts choreographers ever created remains completely untouchable. He's training young choreographers and sharing decades of knowledge about how to make fights look real on camera. At number 33 we have Mark Dacascos. Only the Strong, 1993, introduced capoeira to American audiences, that Brazilian martial art that looks like breakdancing combined with devastating kicks. Crying Freeman, 1995, showcased his incredible speed and mixed martial arts style. His one-hop Q&Do background made him ridiculously versatile. He also became famous as the chairman on Iron Chef America, showing martial artists can have range beyond fighting. Now, at 60 years old, Dacascos had a massive resurgence playing Zero in John Wick, Chapter 3, 2019. Earning a whole new generation of fans with his sword skills and humor, he continues hosting Iron Chef, acts in martial arts films, and teaches seminars worldwide. His enthusiasm for martial arts after 40 years in the business hasn't diminished even slightly. At number 32 we have Hiroyuki Sanada. The Twilight Samurai, 2002, earned him the Japanese Academy Award, showcasing elegant samurai precision. The Last Samurai, 2003, with Tom Cruise, brought him international recognition and showed Western audiences authentic Japanese swordsmanship. His precise, elegant blade work represented traditional Japanese martial arts with honor and grace. Every single movement was calculated poetry in motion. Now, at 63 years old, Sanada absolutely exploded with his role in John Wick, Chapter 4, 2023, and is currently starring in Shogun 2024 on Hulu, earning massive critical acclaim and Emmy buzz. He's having his biggest American success ever after decades of patience, proving that good things truly come to those who wait. At number 31 we have Kung La. This guy was a real MMA fighter and Strikeforce champion before transitioning to acting. Dragon Eyes 2012 showcased his Sanchu Chinese kickboxing skills with spinning back kicks that were absolutely devastating. His strikes looked authentic on camera because he'd actually knocked people out in the cage with those same techniques. Bringing real fight experience to cinema made every single strike believable. Now, at 52 years old, Liu appeared in Jiu-Jitsu 2020 with Nicolas Cage and continues mixing MMA commentary with occasional acting roles. He bridges the gap between legitimate fighting and cinema, bringing credibility to action films that use real martial artists, still training fighters and coaching while taking roles that interest him. At number 30 we have Yuen Biao. Part of the legendary Three Brothers with Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung from the Peking Opera School, Prodigal Son 1981 showed incredible Wing Chun and acrobatics that rivaled Jackie's. Zoo Warriors from the Magic Mountain 1983 mixed martial arts with fantasy wire fu. His flips, kicks, and speed were absolutely unbelievable, but he never got the same international fame as Jackie, the tragically underrated third brother. Now, at 67 years old, Biao works primarily in Hong Kong television and occasional films, having made peace with being the forgotten brother of the trio. He focuses on behind-the-scenes work, mentoring young actors, and occasionally appearing in supporting roles. His contribution to Hong Kong action cinema deserves way more recognition. At number 29 we have Bolo Yeung. Enter the Dragon 1973, as the villain who casually broke a man's neck made him absolutely terrifying. Bloodsport 1988, as Chong Li delivered the iconic line, "You break my record, now I break you," with those massive muscles, that intense stare, and slow-motion pec flexing that became legendary. He made villains unforgettable and intimidating in ways that nobody has matched since. Now, at 78 years old, Yeung is retired from acting but remains a fitness legend, still maintaining a physique that makes 30-year-olds jealous and question their life choices. He does occasional fan conventions and seminars, sharing bodybuilding and martial arts wisdom, living proof that fitness is truly lifelong if you commit to it. At number 28, we have Gordon Liu. The 36th Chamber of Shaolin, 1978, is considered one of the greatest kung fu films ever made. The training montage influenced everything, including hip-hop culture and the Wu-Tang Clan. 8-Diagram Pole Fighter, 1984, showcased his weapon mastery. His shaved head and fierce expression made him instantly recognizable worldwide. His influence on martial arts cinema cannot be overstated. Now, at 68 years old, Liu sadly suffered a major stroke in 2011 that severely limited his mobility and speech, requiring ongoing medical care. But his contribution to martial arts cinema remains legendary. Quentin Tarantino brought him back in Kill Bill 2003-2004 as Pai Mei, cementing his icon status forever with a new generation. At number 27, we have Jet Li. Shaolin Temple, 1982, at age 19 made him China's biggest superstar with real wushu competition skills. Once Upon a Time in China, 1991, as Wang Fei Hung made him a true legend. Fist of Legend, 1994, featured the best fight choreography ever filmed with Billy Chow. Hero, 2002, showcased breathtaking wire fu beauty. His speed was so incredible they had to slow down film footage. Now at 61 years old, Li has largely retired due to hyperthyroidism and spinal issues affecting his mobility, focusing energy on philanthropy through his One Foundation charity. He appeared briefly in Mulan 2020 and Expend4bles 2023 in limited roles. His health struggles are heartbreaking, but his legacy as one of Kung Fu's greatest remains completely immortal. At number 26, we have Yuen Woo-Ping. Not just an actor but the absolute greatest martial arts choreographer in cinema history. Drunken Master, 1978, revolutionized Kung Fu comedy. The Matrix, 1999, wire fu changed Western action forever with bullet time and wire work. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, 2000, wire choreography was pure poetry. Kill Bill, 2003-2004, fights were stylized perfection. He literally created modern action choreography language. Now at 79 years old, Woo-Ping continues choreographing major films, recently worked on Master Z, IP Man Legacy, 2018, and remains the most sought-after action director alive. His sons continue his dynasty. Literally every modern action film you love exists because of his innovations and training. At number 25, we have Billy Chow. Fist of Legend, 1994, opposite Jet Li, featured one of cinema's greatest final fight scenes, technical perfection that martial artists still study frame by frame. His real kickboxing championships made every strike look devastating and authentic. Bloodsport II, 1996, showcased his villain credentials. He made Jet Li look good, which is saying something. Now, at 66 years old, Chow has largely retired from acting, working as fight choreographer and trainer in Hong Kong film industry. He's training the next generation of martial artists and sharing his competition experience with young fighters. A true technician who elevated every fight scene he touched. At number 24, we have Stephen Chow. Shaolin Soccer, 2001, mixed CGI, kung fu, and comedy in ways nobody had attempted, making $42 million. Kung Fu Hustle, 2004, grossed $100 million worldwide with cartoon violence meets real martial arts. That landlord versus beast fight and the Buddhist palm technique were absolutely legendary. He revolutionized kung fu comedy for the modern era. Now at 62 years old, Chow directed The Mermaid, 2016, which made $550 million in China, the highest-grossing Chinese film ever at the time. He's focused on directing massive commercial blockbusters over acting, from kung fu comedian to legitimate billionaire filmmaker and studio mogul. At number 23, we have Michelle Yeoh. Yes, Madam, 1985, alongside Cynthia Rothrock, launched her career. Super Cop, 1992, with Jackie Chan, where she jumped a motorcycle onto a moving train, absolutely insane stunt work. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, 2000, showed her graceful wire fu mastery. Malaysia's greatest export became Hong Kong's leading lady through sheer talent and fearlessness. Now at 62 years old, Yeoh won the Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once, 2022, the first Asian woman ever to win Best Actress. She's in Wicked, 2024, and Avatar sequels. From Kung Fu Queen to Academy Award winner, that evolution from stunt performer to Oscar winner is absolutely legendary. At number 22, we have Phillip Rhee. Best of the Best, 1989, brought Korean Taekwondo to American audiences with emotional depth and spectacular spinning hook kicks that were absolutely beautiful. He wrote, produced, directed, and starred in the sequels, showing incredible multifaceted talent, made Taekwondo tournaments look like life-or-death battles with real emotional stakes. Now, at 64 years old, Rhee works primarily as producer and martial arts instructor, occasionally acting in independent films. He's focused on teaching traditional Taekwondo and producing content promoting Korean martial arts culture worldwide. His legacy is making Taekwondo mainstream in American cinema. At number 21, we have Wu Jiang. Tai Chi Master 1993 as a child showcased his wushu championship background and incredible acrobatics. SBL, Sha Po Lang 2005 featured lightning speed and devastating strikes. Wolf Warrior 2015 launched his patriotic action hero persona that would change everything for his career. Now at 50 years old, Wu Jiang directed and starred in Wolf Warrior 2, 2017, which made $870 million, China's highest-grossing film ever. The Battle at Lake Changjin, 2021 made $900 million. He's now China's biggest action director and star combined, a legitimate box office titan. Smash that like button, subscribe for part 2 dropping soon, and comment your favorite from this list below.